Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. Today we are reviewing Ready to Love Season 3, Episode 11, and that episode is titled Love is Calling. Before we get into this episode, please take a minute to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. So we're down to the final five, and the final five toast to Denise leaving because she would have been the sixth person, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So Denise would have been number 6, and Denise left after the Calfani/Anthony conversation.
Yeah.
Rashid sat down with Adriana over red wine, and they basically discussed Adriana's uncertainty about their relationship. So this is the family episode, and we do see Winter's sister show up as the first person. Her sister's name was Keisha. I don't think I got everybody's family name.
No, I didn't either.
I'm gonna mention Keisha's name because I wrote down Keisha's name. Anthony comes over to meet them, and they discuss Anthony having never fallen in love. I thought about that for a minute, and we actually had a sidebar conversation about it. I've never thought about the fact that some people have just never been in love.
Yeah.
Because why not?
It's kind of like it's a clicker to say, "Oh, I love you."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't get it either. I don't see how. I mean, he explained how. Yeah, because he was so focused on his football. He didn't want to break anybody's heart, which is commendable. But to be 30 plus,
almost 40,
and to say I've never been in love before, it's pretty cold-blooded, I'd have to say.
We'll get more to that when we talk about his sister. So Calfani's parents come to meet Adriana. In the midst of that date, Rashid Skypes with his sister.
Yeah.
He tells his sister that he feels like he needs to remove himself from the situation with Adriana because he feels like he's chasing her, which is so interesting because Rashid is like, I feel like we went from courting to chasing, and most of the women on the show have been like, I need him to chase me.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can't all get on the same page, apparently.
Apparently not.
During the date with Calfani and Adriana's parents, they just talk fairly briefly about, Calfani's upbringing and things like that. And his parents seem to really like her. Which, one of the things that I also pointed out to Tommy during this is, everybody's like, it's such a big deal to meet parents. And I was like, everybody met my mama. We didn't have to be serious for you to meet my mama. I didn't want people to feel like, or guys to feel like it was a big deal to meet my mom. Like, my mama probably not gonna like you. I mean, she might not, but it didn't really matter if we were dating or not. Like, it didn't matter until I was getting married.
Yeah.
And at that point, she knew you a few months into the relationship, so it was whatever.
I personally never thought about it. Like, if you meet my mom or not. Like, all the girls that I dated have met my mom. Mm-hmm. But not all the girls that, I've went out on a date with has met my mom. But
I thought you were about to say something else.
I was about to say something else, but I was trying to keep it G.
You trying to PG it?
Yeah, that's it. I was thinking something else.
Obviously. Next up, Anthony's sister Tanya comes, and Tanya and Winter have a cute little, almost sisterly banter, and they discuss Anthony's lack of love in his relationship life. I think Tanya, I can't remember the exact words that she chose, but I believe Tanya said something along the lines of he was really good friends with several women, but nothing was ever a relationship. So I guess Anthony was like me, he bring them home, but that don't mean anything.
Yeah. Anthony went to his sister to get a lot of advice from her as to see what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and stuff like that when it comes to the opposite sex. And I feel like everybody has that person to say, am I crazy? It's basically what, you know, he used her for. And his sister was like, oh, I like the vibe that you guys are giving each other. And, you know, he's smiling and you're happy, you're looking at him and everything like that. And the one question that always pops in my head is, when did they become like this? Like, because it's like Winter was with Jay. Winter was chasing Jay. Winter was chasing Jay. Anthony just out here having a blast. He had a resort, bunch of women, and
jumping in pools.
Right.
Half naked with Denise.
Right. I'm just here to have fun. It's basically what Anthony got. And then like 2 weeks ago, they was like all head over heels for each other. So, I mean, it works. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little setup and everything. But just that interaction right there made me wonder, like, where did this come from?
Right, because that was like, y'all like each other?
Yeah.
Like, for real?
Right.
Or is this like for TV?
Yeah. So,
maybe we'll find out on the reunion.
Maybe. But yeah. So.
Winter did tell, I think she told Anthony's sister, but it might have been in the confessional, that she said she was willing to be Anthony's first love.
I think she said that, told that to him. My question was, because Anthony was like, I've never been in love before. I don't want to make the commitment and I don't want to break nobody's heart. But what is it going to take for him to fall in love for somebody? And does he even know that question? Know the answer to that question? I guess
when you like, if you've fallen in love before, you don't think about it.
Right.
But if you've never fallen in love or committed to the idea of love, then that is going to have to take some, like, I don't want to say soul searching, but you at least got to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It kind of makes you want to ask him what's his definition of love. You know, just because, like, maybe we're looking at it completely different from him as to what love is, you know.
It's patient and it's kind. I don't know.
Right. I honestly
just go to the Bible with that one. Anthony and Calfani work out together and they discuss him being invited to the cookout by Winter's sister.
Right.
Keisha. Right? Yeah. Keisha. That apparently was also a big deal, but I invited a guy to a cookout with my family after having known him for 72 hours. So, you know, really? Yes.
I hope.
I mean, we ended up dating for like 3 years after that, but still, it was just cool.
That's cool.
It was a whatever situation, like.
And he came because he trying to J down on you.
Probably came because he was hungry. It was like a Memorial Day cookout.
I got you.
Next up was Rashid and Adriana. They had a sit-down conversation after Rashid had decided that he was not going to include his sister.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm sure it had something to do with his sister not wanting to fly in or something.
Yeah,
like
probably.
That. But,
because his sister didn't want to talk to her when she was on the video call.
Yeah, and I mean,
I understand, you know. I totally get it.
I would probably be the same way, but I also probably wouldn't have wanted to be the sister on Skype to even just talk to you during the midst of this because, like, what are we doing here? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Rashid tells Adriana that he doesn't want to feel like he's, like, courting is chasing. And she told him that she feels like he's giving up. And so they agreed that he would stick around to meet her dad because her dad was the person that's coming in to meet her guys. So Adriana has her dad meet the guys. And we kind of see like back and forth with his questioning between Calfani and between Rashid.
Yeah, because he essentially asked them the same question and it turns out he's a
therapist.
A therapist. And
let me tell you, the question I had the most problem with, what makes you a human?
Me too, man. Like, I could have went a lot of places with that, man. Like, I really don't know what you mean by that question.
And I think that's also why I have a hard time with introducing guys as like a special person to the family because people come up with dumb questions like that and they think it's like cute to ask stuff like that. Like I remember one of my cousins saying that he was gonna interrogate you, but we were we married yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were already married. And I was like, bro, shut up. Like, don't ask him nothing dumb. Like, it's done. It's a sealed deal. Right, you can't change it. But
which I don't think he would have had any say in them changing it anyway.
He definitely wouldn't have. Definitely not. But like, what makes you human? Then he asked also the top 10 things that are the most important to you. And I felt like the guys gave as best of answers as you could give, like feeling a little bit intimidated by talking to this girl's dad. But I mean, I guess, I don't know.
I get it, man. Like, I was sitting there trying to answer those questions myself, and it was just going too fast for me.
I mean, that's editing.
And yeah, I know that part, but it was just like, it was just too much for me. And I felt like those questions, they were appropriate, but...
What makes you human is not an appropriate question.
No, I feel like they were appropriate because it's dad asking these questions, but I feel like they were not the right questions to get to know somebody, to say, hey, this guy would be good for my daughter, or this guy wouldn't.
Neither one of my dads would have done anything like that.
Nah, they wouldn't.
Like, one of them would have asked you to build something and the other one just wouldn't have talked to you.
Nah, like even the first time talking to your dad, not your stepdad, is like when we went to Memphis and that first year, he couldn't get my name right. He called me Tony.
Yeah. I don't know if that was like on purpose or by mistake.
I think that was on purpose. But I'm gonna call this man Tony. It's close enough. But no, I think that year we went to McDonald's for breakfast, and we sat down and we talked, and we was able to get to know each other. He decided he liked you. Yeah, that was it. That was the I like him, moment. So, and then your dad, I'm not sure, but he cool too.
He doesn't talk to people.
He's just him.
He just doesn't talk to people.
But I mean, like it's appropriate. That's what I mean by it's appropriate, because it's dad, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, but you gotta have a conversation. Now, I feel like most of the time you have to have a conversation with a person to really get to know them outside of who they're dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that moment, yeah, Adriana needed to be in the room, but Calfani or Rashid would have had a better conversation
if Adriana
wasn't in the room. I would think.
Maybe, perhaps. So after her dad met the guy, she sat down with her dad and they talked, and then she sat down with Rashid, and we see the flashback to the conversation with her dad.
Yeah.
In the conversation with Rashid, she explained that she's moving forward with Calfani, and her dad basically told her that he didn't see any chemistry between her and Rashid, which I thought was interesting because I didn't really see the chemistry between her and Calfani on camera. Yeah. Like, when we watching the episodes, I didn't see a lot of chemistry. What I felt like I saw between Adriana and Calfani was more so her trying to get under Denise's skin.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's definitely what it looked like. But as you got closer and as the time went on, I guess you can say how Winter and Anthony somehow fell in love with each other. Calfani and Adriana, but Calfani continued to apply pressure because he liked Adriana and he wanted to talk to her and see where it went to, and they gotten to know each other. They I don't want to say played with each other, but essentially flirted with each other throughout the whole time that they started talking. And eventually Calfani, like, you could see a shift. Especially in this episode, you saw a shift. At one point in time, Calfani and Adriana was just sitting on the couch talking to each other. It was after she talked to Rashid. they were just sitting on the couch talking to each other, and it seemed like Calfani was trying to convince her to pick Rashid at some point in time. And I was like, is he wanting her to pick him? But I understand where Calfani was coming from, because he was like, I mean, spend some time with him. You know, make sure that I'm your choice because I want you. You still have to make the decision.
No, I get you. So, I mean, I get that situation too, but I don't know. I guess if this is what, episode 11, it took us episode 11 to see it. Like,
right. Like,
where was this the first time? Because that was her man up until like episode 8.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know.
I kind of feel bad for Rashid though.
I did too.
He got dumped by her twice.
Right. And like the first time she ghosted him, and maybe he should have used that as a like thought into like, maybe this isn't the person that I need to be pursuing on this resort. But you know, things overshadow common sense.
And that's something that they said while she was sitting down with him. She was like, I wish we would have opened up the books a little bit more to talk to other people, because at the beginning we were so focused on each other, and here it is, like, I want to be with Calfani, and you know, you kind of like just out here.
But with the exception of Jay and Joy, pretty much everybody that was like focused on one person split.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was Alex and Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Alex and Brian, Naya and Chris. Like, it was just like one thing was just like, nope, not dealing with you no more.
Right.
But she at least didn't give him the one thing made, like, it was literally I just have better chemistry with this person.
Right. So. That's all that was. And Rashid took the shot to the chin like a man. And no hard feelings. I know he was sad about it because he spent this much time could have
been doing something else.
Coding this woman. And he spent this much time doing that and, you know, come out empty-handed. So I know he felt bad and he was kind of sad about it and stuff like that. But in the end goal, he was able to learn a little something about himself. And, you know, he was able to walk away with his head held high, even though he didn't get the lady that he wanted. So,
which almost makes you just wish he would have just gone home before meeting her dad.
Yeah.
Because, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It is what it is, though. Winter and Anthony meet up to discuss his opportunity to love and move forward with her. I feel like Winter is now, like, the check-in queen. Because like we always doing a spot check with somebody with Winter.
Right.
How's things going? What's going on? So it's just like whatever. So after this, Nephew Tommy comes in and he recaps the entire season. And then we see that Winter and Anthony did end up choosing each other, and they kiss and agree that he is ready to love her. Whatever that means. And then Calfani asked Adriana to meet Adriana asked Calfani to meet him on the dock. They met on the dock, which of course he knew that they were gonna, well, I guess maybe he didn't know. Well, I'm sure he knew Rashid went home.
Possibly.
Because it's only 5 people there, so.
Yeah.
You have to
know something. At that point, I'm pretty sure at that point he knew. But I don't know.
She told him that Calfani wasn't ready to love her, and then Anthony and Winter meet up with Calfani and Adriana, and then Calfani says Nephew Tommy set them up on a boat, and I said, how he know if he didn't even know if Adriana was coming over there?
She had asked him to go to the dock.
How did he know that she was, because he was supposed to be standing there waiting to find out if Adriana chose him or Rashid. So if he was waiting on Adriana, how did he know that Nephew Tommy set up something for the couples? Wrong person to tell. Should have been Anthony.
Because of the editing. Probably the producers probably told him, hey.
Production, make it seamless next time. So next week is the reunion. I am very interested to see how things go. I'm happy that Joy is on the reunion.
Yep.
I want to see if anything came of Jay and Joy. Because this was back in like October-ish, I believe, we realized. So I don't know when they shot the reunion, but if it's October to December, did anything happen between the two of them? Like, are they together or not? And then also, Joy threw a little bit of a shot in the preview at Simone and was like, Simone is an actress. Yeah. She needs to win an award. And I'm like, what did Simone do?
What did Simone do?
I will say that I don't know if Alicia was there.
I don't know.
But I am interested because, you know, we found out through the course of us watching this show that Alicia was there at 5 months pregnant. I'm interested to see how that conversation goes. I am too.
I'm interested to see did anybody couple up outside of the show.
Yes, because they've had like cast parties and all this stuff. So they're still interacting with each other on, I won't say a regular basis, but they are still all around each other. And I'm sure like going through something like that with that large of a group of people.
In the same city, you know, you definitely
reach out, you see each other.
To people. So
but I am interested to see, do you think that Winter and Anthony.
I have no clue. I don't even have a prediction for it.
They didn't feel like a authentic couple.
I just felt, it felt forced a little bit, but then it's like, well, do they really like it?
It felt like a might as well.
Right, definitely. It definitely felt like that. So I'm curious to see how they did and, you know, where they are now or whatnot, man. Hopefully they together.
And then, like, also, I knew that Calfani was talking about having a daughter with Denise. But I later found out through watching other people's interviews that he also has a son. So how did that go with Adriana? Like, because Adriana is fairly young and no kids. So being a potential stepmom, if things went, like, how is that working out? Like, I don't want a Shay situation. Right. Not that I think that Adriana was like that, but I just...
Yeah, nah, I got you.
But so I guess next week it's a 2-part, so I guess it's gonna be 2 weeks.
I don't know.
I just feel like we're dragging this out. Just gonna do a 2-hour special and get it done.
They might,
so we can just be over with.
They might do it because put a ring on it, it's not coming home.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't know.
All right, guys, tell us what you thought about this final episode. If you think that Winter and Anthony are going to actually be a couple, if you think that Adriana and Calfani are actually going to be a couple, and what your predictions are, or what information y'all have found out. Because I know that, like, across the board, there's been a lot of interviews with this cast, and I just haven't kept up with most of them because I've been trying not to watch too much of what other people are saying, so that our reviews will be what we really thought in the moment. And
not what somebody else.
Yeah, and not what we learned later on about those people. But just comment down below, let us know what you think. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell. Comment down below, let us know what you thought. And also follow us on all social media. Our links are below in the description box.
And the podcast is coming back finally this week, so be on the lookout for the episode.
Yeah, we took a winter break. Yeah. It was a lot. It was too much.
There's definitely a lot going on. So we're coming back with the podcast this week, so be on the lookout for that.
Also, I just realized, because this isn't the final episode of Ready to Love, we're going to start doing a new, and I won't say an installment because it's something that we used to do on Facebook, which is Friday Night Live. So we're going to go back to doing that, but I think it's going to be the week after next, because technically Ready to Love comes back and we don't want to interrupt the watching of Ready to Love. But on Friday Night Live, we'll start that back up, and we'll essentially like let you guys come in and chat with us, and we'll talk about the podcast and whatever show we are watching at that moment, which also... my favorite show is coming back to review. Oh, Married at First Sight. So we get that back on Wednesday as well. So
this week.
Yep. Hope y'all are excited.
Is it this week?
Yeah, because this comes out on Monday.
Yeah.
So 2 days. Married at First Sight is coming back.
And it's in Atlanta, so I'm super excited. So.
Yeah. Not that it's gonna be like going out.
Right.
All right. That's it.
That's all the announcements.
All right. Bye, guys.
Peace.